Now, the world's first officially sanctioned drug to boost sexual desire in women has been given approval in the United States. Some people are calling it the female Viagra. It's a bit different because it's treating desire, not a physical condition like erectile dysfunction in men. The US Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, also said that this daily pill called Addy would be marketed with some prominent warnings because of potentially dangerous side effects. We can have a look at some of the details.
Is humiliating, depressing, and causes great anxiety and distress in both myself and my marriage.
We're delighted to have the first ever approved drug for this condition, women's most common sexual dysfunction. And it really has been such a cooperative process with the FDA to come to appropriate language in the label.
Alcohol is the most serious one because this is a central nervous system drug, right? So it has a sedating effect. People have fainted even without alcohol, but alcohol seems to worsen it. So there are general central nervous system effects that seem dangerous.
Well, those are the details. Let's speak now to Crystal Woodbridge, who is a psychosexual and relationship therapist. Thanks very much indeed for joining us, Crystal. I mean, I guess even from your title, there's a feeling here that maybe this isn't actually a medical condition at all.
Opinions mixed on it. I think at the College of Sexual and Relationship Therapists, we see women all the time with low sexual desire, either as individuals or as part of a couple. And we would always say that we would always look at treating any underlying emotional or psychological causes of low sexual desire within the context of their own sexual or relationship issues.
Right, so I suppose it gives women the choice. I suppose that's part of the issue here, isn't it, to decide whether or not they might want to go down this route, if the doctor can recognise that that is the symptom they're suffering. And that in itself isn't easy, is it?
It's really not easy at all, and it's the same with men actually as well. So if anybody is experiencing a sexual issue, we would always say it's really important to get proper medical investigations done first where appropriate. And even with that, the underlying psychological or emotional issues that either arise as a result of the sexual or relationship problems or the physical problems, we should always look at treating both. Right. And never one in isolation of the other. And I think sometimes, people want a quick fix. And I think that, Viagra, for example, in men, we've seen it's been great at treating the physical problem, but men still come to the College of Sexual and Relationship Therapists looking for a sex therapist who can actually treat the underlying emotional and physical causes as well. Right.
It'd probably be fair to say that this has a bit of a checkered history as well as a drug. It's been rejected twice by the FDA. In fact, it was dropped by its original developers or sold to another company. Would you feel comfortable using it?
Personally, or recommending
in terms of what we know about it and side effects as well?
I think with taking any drug, I think there is always the risk of side effects, and it is in its infancy, so it seems like there's a lot we don't know about how it works and how effective it can be. What I would say is if anybody is considering taking something like this, to seek proper GP approval, prescription, make sure it's monitored properly. Licensing is really important for this type of drug. But also, if you are experiencing low sexual desire and you're not quite sure of the cause, I would always say also seek the advice of a psychosexual and relationship therapist. And, the College of Sexual and Relationship Therapists has a really good directory of accredited people that are trained specifically in this area to help you manage your low sexual desire issues and refer you on for appropriate medical guidance where necessary.
Sounds like good advice. Crystal Woodbridge, thanks very much indeed.
Thank you.
Well, let me just remind